Here we're going to have a quick overview of Microsoft Teams meetings. So they've updated a few things and they're going to keep updating things. The Meet Now button used to be at the bottom and now it's in that top right hand corner. If you click schedule a meeting, you can schedule a meeting for the future, and then you will just put in the information there. If you press meet, then you'll just start a meeting right then and there. That's the mute button. This is the video button, so you can see my face or not see my face. See my face. There is the blur. Well, it's not called the background effect. You should just say blur. That is the blur feature where you can see that I'm talking about the blur. You can make it a background of anything that you want. So that's a background of a school. You could be at the beach. You can be in different rooms. You can do all of those things. At the bottom, you'll see that I had put a picture in there. So I'm going to search for that same picture. It's just a picture of my Bitmoji classroom home screen for my Canvas, and you can put that in. So if you have something specific for your content that you want to have, you can put it behind you as your background. So even if you don't love your background, you can just make a digital background and then put it behind you. If you go to settings, settings talks about your camera or your speakers. So if you have an internal mic, then you are able to change that there. And now I'm gonna make my video go away. So that's how you start the meeting. It gives you that option every single time. So it takes a second to load sometimes, especially again since they're doing all these updates. I don't have any people in this meeting, but I just wanted to show you really quickly what it would look like. At that top, that's the participants button. And when you close, you either can show it or hide it. When you press it, that's what you're doing. It just shows you the people that are in your room as of that moment. That's the chat bar where you can chat and message people. They message you back. They just started where it shows you where the time starts. That button right there is where you raise your hand, and then you would press it to lower it. Device settings are what we already talked about. There's different views now. Before you didn't have that option. Now you have together mode that makes it look like you're sitting together. They have gallery and then the large gallery. So you'll have an option to see more students than you did before. That's the apply background effect. So if you decide you want to change back to something different, you have that option in this feature. And that's if you want to record it, it goes to Microsoft Stream, and then Microsoft Stream is available for the students and for you and anybody in the district. You can also do that. So that chat bar used to be in the middle underneath where that says invite people to join, but it doesn't do that anymore. Here is where you share your screen. You have the option to share your desktop, which means everything on your screen the kids can see, or you can share a window. So if you just want to share Google Chrome, then when you left Google Chrome, the students would still be on Google Chrome. It would be kind of like when we would do double screens, when we were able to just see one thing, but on our computer is something different. You can still do that in a digital classroom. Those are all PowerPoints. If you have PowerPoints you want to upload and share, you could press browse if you don't see the 4 ones. Those are going to be the 4 most recent. Whiteboard is an application that I actually like. I'm going to do a separate video on it so that you can kind of see ways that you can utilize it in the app. So you can play with it as you want, but I would recommend downloading the app. But I do use it here in Whiteboard so that the students can see it in Teams as opposed to having to leave it. If you want the audio to happen, like if you want to show a video or you're going to play music or something of that nature, you need to make sure that that button is pressed. If that button is not pressed, then they won't be able to hear what you're trying to have them hear from your computer. So they can still hear you, but they won't be able to hear the computer audio. So then you press it to close it if you're done. Those are just formatting buttons at the bottom. There's like emojis, there's GIFs, there's attaching files if you have a file that you want to attach to them. It will also go into the files in Teams. You can do stickers. If you want to give a specific student a sticker, You press send, and that's how they receive their messages. Again, this is a little different. Well, the formatting is a lot different than probably the last time you used it. Those would be where the students are, and you can mute them, you can make them presenters, you can do a lot of things. But again, I don't have students in the classroom. That button right there is the download attendance button. You would press that button, and then everyone who comes in and out of your classroom, you would see the timestamp and their name attached to it. When you press end meeting, then you'll get a report and an Excel sheet that shows you who left, who came out, how often. So that button is super important to see, tracking who's actually going to like live classes as opposed to just completing work. That would be that extra step to notice, to know what is happening there. So hope this was helpful for you. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.